Should we start, Subramaniam, sir?
Yeah, please, sir. So
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon and evening, everyone. Hope you had a good day. And let's start then. See, with respect to this particular topic, today we are not here to talk about the AI as a technology. We are here to talk about accountability. AI systems are no longer experimental. You're all aware that they are already making decisions about hiring, pricing, customer interaction, credit score, and risk also, and many others. And in India, let me make it very clear from the start, accountability of AI outcomes already sits with the enterprise, whether or not you call it AI or automation or analytics. So this session is not AI theory. This is about governance, controls, and regulatory defensibility. Let's frame the AI governance for understanding. Most organizations think that AI governance is something that they will worry about after regulation arrives. Trust me, that would be already too late. Governance is not about future laws. Governance is about whether your organization can explain, defend, and own AI driven decisions today. If an AI system causes harm, it can propagate to biased hiring, wrongful rejection, data leakage, or incorrect advice. Regulators will not ask for which algorithm we have used. They will ask who approved this, what data was used, what controls are in place or were in place. Now let's take some examples. Okay? First, let's talk about the Amazon hiring failure. Amazon built an AI system to screen job applicants. It was trained on historical resumes, and most of the resumes came from male candidates. And the data and the result was predictable. The AI downgraded resumes containing words like, woman, women chess club, and penalized candidates from women-only colleges. There was no malicious intent involved into this. This was a governance failure. Reason? No data was audited, no bias testing, no accountability checkpoint before deployment. When AI scales a bad decision, it doesn't just fail, it fails at scale, sorry. Now let's go for another one wherein it talks about a hallucination. In US, a lawyer used ChatGPT to draft a legal brief. The AI invented the court cases, invented judges, invented legal precedents. The lawyer, without rechecking or redoing or revalidating, submitted it without verification. This is not another AI failure. The AI did what it always does, generate plausible text. The failure was governance, even though the lawyer had the chance to revalidate, recheck, but there was no validation control. The human was there, but not enforced. AI output treated as authoritative, and the code made it very clear responsibility lies with the human and the organization, and they were penalized. So this is another example why we need governance. The third one, you can see there are AI agents we are talking today, AI generative assistants, all these things, right? AI is no longer is assisting humans. It acts, it recommends, and increasingly decides. Once AI acts, not just responds or decide, not just suggest, learns to evolve, not just executes. In that case, traditional IT controls are no longer enough. This is not about model accuracy. This is about enterprise risk. Now let's talk about the fourth one. We all know that AI backbone is data, right? If you see here, uh, the most organizations are not unprepared because AI is complex. It's not that. They are unprepared because their data foundations are weak. This data from Capgemini research talks about that. They are unprepared because their data foundations are weak. We talk later about this. Poor data quality, weak controls, unclear data lineage, immature monitoring. These are the key areas that creates biases, non-compliant outcomes, and amplify risk automatically. And this when happen, what happens is AI is trained on bad data with no controls. None of these are AI problems, if you check. These are all governance failure. Now let's talk about the image and all what is happening here. We talked about this image one and image two. Okay, so here it just once AI it does not response. It starts doesn't just suggest, not just executes also. If data is poor, control is weak, all these things comes across biased or incorrect data and unreliable and non-compliant outcomes. Okay. Now, let's say the governance implications precisely with respect to India context. In India, AI governance practically means only three things. One, you must know where AI is used. You must control what data flows into AI, and you must own the outcomes of the AI decision. If you cannot answer where is AI used, what data does it consume, who is accountable if it causes harm, then you don't have AI governance, regardless of how advanced your technology is. The rest of the session, I will show how to put controls in place practically and what I am doing in my organization also. Okay. Before we go into the steps of governance, let it be very clear AI governance is not only documentation, it is not only awareness, it is not that policy is available or uploaded somewhere in the organization. AI governance is a set of controls that make AI decision explainable, auditable, and defensible. In India, in India, regulators are not asking whether you follow a framework. They are asking whether governance shows up as logs, approvals, ownership, and controls. So what I did is that I made 7 sutras based on aligning with the DPDP Act, the AI techno-legal framework, and the IT Act. So first is trust, then people first, design, fairness, accountability, explainability, safety, and innovation. Okay. Now let's talk about the steps of governance. First, let's talk about the data governance for AI. Most AI risk does not start in the model. It starts in the data. For AI, data governance means non-negotiable rule. Four. One, data governance must already exist. If your Sorry, I think somebody is speaking. One, the data governance must.
Isaac, please go on mute. Please go on mute. Stop video. Those who are not speaking, please go on mute. I think cost of you may have right to put them on mute.
Let me see.
Please put everybody on mute. Yeah. नहीं है.
नहीं.
Isaac, please go on mute. Your video is on. Let's start, I think.
Okay.
Kaustubh sir,
हाँ.
you can go and mute everybody.
वही मैं बोल रहा था. Yes, see, we should have option.
You go to participants, you go against the name and say mute that particular person.
But I don't see the participant list here. That's the challenge.
नहीं,
See.
it should be there.
In when you maximize your screen, it will go to at the bottom. You might see participants, chat, react, and stuff like that. In that, you need to click on participants.
Okay. Now I see. Hold on.
Please mute everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, start muting from me. Start from me. Mute me and then mute everybody else.
नहीं, yeah, mute everybody. Yes.
Charity begins. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See. Yeah. Most of them are mute. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. I think we are good. Hopefully, that should be good.
Yeah. Please go.
Okay. Yeah. So, with respect to data, this is the governing rule I have put across is the DPDP Act of India. So the first point is data governance must already exist. If your data is not governed, AI will expose that weakness instantly. That is the first and foremost rule about data governance. Two, training data approval must be explicit.
Sorry, come again, Costa. I missed that point number 1. You said.
What I said, your data governance, right, has to be in place when you start your working on the AI governance.
Okay.
In line with the DPDP Act.
Got it. Yeah.
Number two, the training data, which is very critical, it has to be an approved and has to be explicit. Someone must approve the data set. Consent must be verified where PI data is involved. Not in all cases consent, but if it is the PI data is involved. Three, no free mixing of data. Customer data is not employee data. Let's not make it a mess because then the output will also be a mess. India data is not automatically global training data. So make sure that there is a proper data governance in place. And fourth, the data minimization. We cannot keep data for the just in the word, just in case. We have this tendency in India that we don't do the minimization of data. We love to keep it in case we require it. We have to make sure that minimization of data is very important in AI. Okay. If your data is not ready for AI, your business is not ready for AI. Very simple. Okay. It may be sound very strong, but it's a fact. Now let's go to the
But
step two.
Kaustav, this is
Yeah.
only for digital data, right? There's
Yes.
nothing else because
No, 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 no.
DPDP's got nothing to do with paper data.
No, it is only digital. And your AI will be on digital data, right? The outputs and all. So that's the reason. Yeah. Oh, where it is gone. Where is the next slide? Hold on. My laptop got frozen. Just a minute. Let me stop sharing and reshare. Sorry, guys. Technical glitch.
You see, laptop AI does not want you to disclose things.
Okay. Now let's talk about the step two, which is very critical. We talk about accountability here. Okay. And where most of the organization fail, we always have a thing that who is accountable. If it is a board level, CXO level, we always have a fear whether he will accept or not. One thing we have to remember, AI governance fails when the ownership is technical instead of business. This is a very business centric tool. So let's business own it. Regulator will never accept the system decided. We don't know. They will ask who approved the use of AI for this decision. Okay. AI ownership must sit with the business owner and not IT alone. Okay. IT enables, legal validates, business owned outcome. These are the three, you know, sutras or the three pillars that we should understand. IT is enabler, legal is the validator, he or she validates it, and business owns the outcome. Okay. If nobody in the business can stand in front of a regulator and own the AI decision, governance doesn't exist. So the ownership is with the business. I have given a sample example. It may change and vary with respect to organization. But basically, the roles may change, but the ownership, if you see, is the board and the CXO level as per the government published legal technical gadget. Okay, so it's with the board. So they are responsible. Now let's talk about the third step. It is about the risk, okay, and how you quantify. So here, there is no justifiable or details about the risk in the gadget. Okay, implicit. It is implicit in gadget. It's not talks about in details. Okay, so like let's say the low risk thing, like the marketing content, right? Internal productivity tools. These are very low, needs very light controls. They, if it breaks also, not a big thing will happen. Still, it's a low risk. Then we have the medium and risk of AI, like customer service bots. You will see when you type question, it say, I will come back to you. So it's not a very difficult thing to manage and handle. Needs review and monitoring, obviously. And the high risk, right? Like the hiring, credit approval, insurance decisions, healthcare. This demands high level of control, and that these are termed as high potential, high risk AI systems. High risk AI without human oversight is non-defensible in India. If an AI system can materially impact a person's right, livelihood, or finance, a human must remain accountable. That's a human on the loop that we will talk in the coming time. Step four, when you have all these things, in place, bits and pieces maybe. Now you create an AI inventory list. Every organization must maintain an AI register, not a list of models, a list of AI use cases. That is very important. What are the use cases you have? For each AI system, the register should capture or the person should know who owns it, what does it does, what data it uses, its decision impact, what impact it comes, right? Whether it is internal or vendor provided. Okay. It includes shadow AI, this includes shadow AI, pilot tools, and embedded vendor AI also. We have to capture all those things. If AI is not in the register, it should not be used as per the policy defined. Okay. This single step alone will expose more risk than any audit. So this is very critical. I will say all the steps are critical, but this is also important at the first level. Now let's
This
talk
should
about,
also include your third-party AI, no?
yes. So vendor, so that I will come. This is
No,
vendor
that is
part. I
this was. I thought what you said was
hmm.
vendor or internal build is more to do with system. No, I'm not talking about a system. If it is third-party AI,
Mhm.
that also needs to come under AI risk register. No.
Yes, fully. And also one more point, Ajay, what you said is correct. And if the third party tool you're using, right, it has to be
Hmm.
compliant with the Indian law. So it has to
Correct.
be
And
compliant. That is important.
it
Yeah.
should also take into account, even because today, if the risk manifests at the third party level,
Hmm.
then how do, because of no fault of yours,
Yeah.
liability still unfortunately comes down to you as an end
Yeah.
customer,
Yeah.
then
That is there. Yes, exactly. That's the worst part of the entire story. So
correct.
enterprise board has to be very clear and critical on what you're signing off with the vendor. And that's what I am
Right.
talking to my HO also, that
Hmm.
you have to make sure that this company is compliant with the land of the law of India, comes or
Correct.
whatsoever. That's the thing. That is there. Very good point.
True.
We'll come there. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Now let's talk about the human connection. Okay, we all say all these things. We have seen ruckus across the world few weeks ago. All those things, right? So fifth step is that put human in the loop of the controls. This is not about slowing the business. We have this feeling that when we talk to the CXOs, they will think that you're slowing the process. It's not that. This is about protecting the decision at the end of the day. Human approval is must be mandatory where, not in all cases, by the way, okay, where AI decision involve rejections, termination, financial approvals, legal or compliance action. Just example for some. A human should review. A decision is logged in the system. It can be in the register that we talked about, AI register, and the reason is captured, that why you're approving or why you're rejecting it. If a decision cannot be overridden, there will have to be another point that a decision taken can be overridden by the human. It should not be automated if that process is not defined. Okay, so this has to be there. Now let's go to the third party or the vendor party AI control. This sixth step addresses a dangerous misconception. Okay, the one that you were talking just now, Ajay, is that using third party AI does not transfer accountability. The accountability lies with the enterprise board. It's not to do with the vendor. If a vendor AI causes harm using your data, regulator will come to you, not to the vendor. This is the very different rule or thing that is there in the India gadget, wherein in EU and all, it is the rule says that it will go to the developer or the vendor. But in case of India, it is with the board. That's why when you
No, I
evaluate,
think,
yeah,
Kaustav, I'll
yeah,
just correct you there. I
okay,
mean, Subramaniam can actually,
Mhm.
if he's there, he can probably correct me also. My own the understanding yesterday, I was attending one AI conference, and what they said in that third party risk was that even in the EU, I mean, what you are saying is from a system perspective, you are absolutely right.
Correct.
But if a third party risk actually causes the issue, and that is where the gap is even on EU AI. And what you said that today, if a third party risk is going to cause a damage to my system, say if a third party who's supplying me, I mean, it doesn't even need to be that the model has to be breached. If the third party itself has got breached,
Hmm.
then even if the model is working fine and everything is working fine, I will still, I mean, the company will be holding me liable, but that particular you have to make sure that contractually you are protected. Otherwise,
Yes.
you're completely going to be in a pretty bad place as far as AI is concerned.
Yes. So when what we are
And
doing,
some
I
of
will
these
give.
laws are still evolving as
Yes.
per.
Yes. 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 Yes.
That is what I was told because this was
Yeah.
some lady who's a professor in Canada. So she was presenting this
Mhm.
and she was sort of making the statement that it is
Yeah.
still there from a, it is still, it is, the
Evolving.
gap is
Yeah.
still there. Gap
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
still there.
And what I understood is that EU law will be phasing till 2027. It's not finalized yet. It is there, but it will be,
Yeah.
changing around. One slide is there
Correct,
in the
correct,
last
correct,
page. Yeah.
correct, correct.
So we
I
can
mean,
talk
all of
later.
us will have the same situation, right? Because
Yes. Yes.
we
Yes.
will have
Yes.
incidents, we'll have
We will
learned all
learn.
those
Yeah.
incidents,
Yeah.
then the laws will automatically be changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's evolving for all of us, including the
Correct,
AI, including us also.
correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct.
So so what we are doing in our in my practical experience, I will say whatever you see, right? These are the things that we are asking the vendors when we are going to the third party. Tell us whether you are using. See, these are the things wherein they are putting it across in the contractual agreement also, right? And also
Mm.
we are making sure these are not on emails or slide decks. I'm trying to push it that we should have access or we should be able to in a position to audit also, just to another precautionary measure. So we are
Correct.
making sure that DPTP Act is aligned with us in case of, because most of the data is PI data. And secondly, the data that you are keeping, let us know whether this follows this uh, process that we are talking about. Okay. And this
Mm.
should be there in the contract to making sure that your organization or the board people are safe. Otherwise, you have a reputational risk also. So this is what Ajay, we were talking about. This is very critical, and most of the organization miss
Yeah.
out this part. That is
And this is where the problems are going to happen also.
happen in the coming days. Yeah, we onboard
Yes.
somebody, we don't know what they really do, and we start immediately because everybody wants to be starting the AI immediately or yesterday.
Correct,
So,
correct, correct.
so we are trying to make it happen in a proper way, in line with our legal team also, so that they also fall in the place, right? So,
But this is, there was, if I recollect, forget AI for a minute.
mhm.
Even in the ISO 27000,
Yes,
there
yes,
the third party risks actually have to be. I mean, I remember in this part of the world when I've been dealing with customers here, these third party risks are definitely in my contract also because I
hmm,
have to convince my customer that my third party who's servicing me is covered,
yeah,
so that particular level I have to give a confirmation to make sure so that I am indemnifying him of any liability altogether. The
yes,
liability shifts to me in that case,
correct,
basically.
correct, correct.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
what, the third party AI does not transfer the accountability. It remains with you.
Correct.
So this is very important. That's what the crux of the story here, the important part.
True, true, true.
Now, one more thing, there will be breach. I like one comment made by one of the InfoSec guy. Because in the entire world, no data is secure. No?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if you
yeah.
see
That is
the if
correct.
you see the incidents happening all across, take it for me, every data is available anywhere down the line, right? So what we can do is that to protect ourselves, to minimize it, not that you can say 100% full. Okay, so there will be some incidents coming. We have to prepare for the thing so that our system is done properly done. Okay, this is the final step wherein you have to prepare yourself for the AI incident response. There may be data leaks via AI. There will be biases. We have to handle it. Hallucination, we talked about, output causing harms. Then it can give wrong advices also. One example, uh, uh, 5 6 months ago, my boss, who is a German, he asked ChatGPT. He works in Malaysia, and he said that I want to go to the Nordics or Norway. So do I need a? He's a EU passport holder. Do I need a visa? And ChatGPT said yes. So you can understand that how wrong advice like this, when there is no control or human in place or human in loop, can put a person in a deep problem. Other way around, he's a European Union, he's safe. But in case of us, when we land up there and you say no visa required, it's a messed up job. So these are the things that we should understand. If it happens, let's say the AI incident happens, first of all, suggestion is to shut down the system. Second thing, assess the impact. Review what data is exposed internally. Communicate responsibly in case your customers or vendors or your internal people are being affected. Then fix the root cause. If you can handle a security incident, but not an AI incident, your governance is incomplete. So what I'm saying here, you have to do a marriage or a handshake between InfoSec and the AI
Mm.
incident. There is no second thought in that. And this in the coming days, trust me, will be more and more because, that's the challenge that we face across. Now, just think that, the regulators, they're lurking there in the coming days, right? So where is the breach? What to say? So just put it yourself in a different perspective. Forget that you are in an organization. Just think that you are a regulator and you land up. Regulators will not ask that which tool you're using at the first. What technical question? Who is doing, what is the workflow? What is the RAG and all those things? They will not ask that first. First, they will ask just a step back before what I said earlier. Do you have a AI inventory list? Do you have a register? What data does it consume? How do you prevent biases? Can user contest the AI decision? What happens when AI fails? What is your fallback system? If you can answer this, these are very sample examples. Not that they will follow this, but these are the examples that I thought of and found it. Then your organization is ready. You know. So now we have all the steps in place, right? We have all the steps. We know what to be done. Okay. Now, how do we enforce that, right? We know everything to be done. We know, we have the step by step things ready. But how we enforce it, right? If you talk to most of the organizations, when I speak to other people, they say, we know what governance is. Yes. We know what to do. Yes. But government fails not because of lack of knowledge. It fails because there is no enforcement. Okay. Policies don't enforce behavior, but measurement do. So this slide, if you see, how do I enforce it, right? Governance in place. So what I am suggesting is, uh, let's have a measurement criteria. Okay. And then we will know, let's have some KPIs. Let's have some KRIs. Let's talk about this. This I have picked up, by the way. I missed out to put the courtesy. That's why I put a sample. This I picked up in one of the my friend's suggestion that these are there as a sample in the EU AI law. Okay, just to make sure that there is no violation from my side. Governance, first of all, is not about intent. Governance is about control. If something is not measured, it cannot be controlled. And it cannot be, if it cannot be controlled, it cannot be defended, right? We know that AI is very dynamic, right? They change as data changes. They drift as behavior changes. So regulators do not trust the statements like, we follow best practices, we have controls. They look for evidence. I think whomsoever has gone through the ISO certification, they look for evidences, right? They don't believe that, we do the best practices, we have this and all. So what I will say, let's have a governance logic in place in a simple way. Let's have an approval. Someone approved the AI system for a specific purpose. Expectation that this approval came with conditions that there is an accuracy, there is a fairness, there is an oversight, and there is a safety. Third is change. AI system change over due time due to data drift, model updates, and context changes. Right? AI also evolves with this. Then fourth is measurement. Measurement tells us whether those original conditions still hold good because you have already captured in your register. But with time, with data, it has evolved. Whether that is captured, that is what we should enforce or we should try to control. Then defensibility. This is what makes AI decisions defensible during audits or investigation. If you capture all these things, right, during the audit, wherein you talk about the logs, right, but it is not captured in the controls document, then there is a problem. So, as a responsible governance person, you make sure that these are already there in your logs and this has to be captured in your register and all. Right? Now let's talk about these KPIs, right? It is expected that risk management must exist throughout the AI lifecycle. Throughout. Let's be very prudent onto this. That risk management must exist throughout the AI lifecycle. Documentation, which I said earlier, must be complete and current because AI evolves, AI changes, data changes, all those things. So we have to make sure that the documentation is complete and current. Records must be logged. Human oversight must be effective, not symbolic. I said, yeah, we have people, but in original, there is no human who takes care or who can override or who can do the kill. Accuracy, robustness, and cybersecurity must be continuously monitored. That's the key. Okay. KPIs. KPIs are not, in case of AI, are just not, IT matrices. Let's make it a clear thing out here. KPI exists to show AI systems are operationally under control. That is very important. If you say this, the frequency, these are all you can change based on your company thing, but you have to make sure that these are monitored and measured. Are we detecting? When you say this, right, it gives you the answers or the questions that are we detecting issues early? Are we responding fast enough? Are changes disciplined or chaotic, right? KPI prove that AI is being managed, not just deployed. That's important. You have to manage AI. So these are, the key things out here. Okay. Now let's talk about the KRIs. What does KRI does? KRI tells you beforehand there's something going to happen, predictive. Not make sure that you have this in place, so that Before the system fails completely, you are aware of it that there is a problem. Let us try to fix it. Accuracy can still look good while bias increases. If you see there, explanations disappear. It goes. There is no explanation, and human oversight breaks down. KRIs are the early warning signals. That's very important. Wherein you make sure that you get the warning signals, you track it, and fix it. They tell you when AI risk is increasing, even before your business get impact or there's a legal harm. You can see can be a model drift, bias alert, unexplained AI decisions, human override failure, high severity AI incidents, security vulnerabilities. So these are the KRIs. Accuracy can still look good while governance is failing. KRI exposes that gap. If you don't track KRI, you discover AI risk only when the harm has occurred. And that can be that can put your company reputation in stake, your own reputation in stake. Everything goes for a toss. So KRIs are very important with respect to AI. Remember this point. Now you have this. You have the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have the KPIs. You have the KRIs. Okay, which is good. Now you have to have a review and update cycle, whether the things are really running fine, running good up to that thing. AI governance is not a one-time setup that you set up and don't do after that any activity. You just think that governance is in place and nothing I can do or I should do. That's wrong. Every company or we as an individual also have a risk appetite, right? And it changes. Based on a risk appetite, KRI and KPIs must be recalibrated, whatever we have just talked about. Documentation must evolve with system changes. Every major AI change should trigger governance review. Every serious incident should trigger a reassessment of the entire flow, KPIs, KRIs, documentation, everything. Governance that doesn't evolve, fail audit. So everything is in place, every data is there, but there is no review and update will ensure that your AI governance is failing. So we have to make sure that this thing is also taken into care when you do this governance perspective. Now coming to the last part of the story, let me be very clear on this front. Okay, AI governance is not awareness. It is not only documentation. Okay, it is not policy created once and forgotten. Governance is measured, governance is owned, and governance is enforced. Every country, what we were talking few times ago, India framework, AI framework is still being shaped. It's not there. The legal law. There is a AI techno-legal frame gadget been published. UI Act is there, and it will be evolving, which I was talking just now with Ajay. US approach changes frequently. It changes. In India, we have to make sure that control of data, assign ownership, monitor risk, and prepare for the failure. If you do this, your governance is ready. To add to this, you should means what I am doing now is that preparing a checklist, okay, with respect to governance and accountability with DPDP Act specific to AI, technology controls, and security controls, vendor and third party AI, and audit evidence. So there will be a checklist that covers all these 6 parameters, what we talked earlier. Just to elaborate on few of them, on the governance and accountability. Human owner is assigned for automated decisions. That's the key. AI risk classification to be completed. AI system inventory is maintained with respect to DPDP specific to AI. AI use disclosed in privacy notice. Purpose limitation validated for training and inference when you're using PI data. Data minimization, accuracy and bias risk assessed. DPIA completed for high risk AI. Grievance redressal process to be enabled for AI part. Technology control, data lineage traceability end to end. Model access restricted and logged. Prompt, then kill switch implemented. That is very also important on the technical front. Model drift monitoring to be enabled. Then we have the security controls. Prompt injection and misuse of detection in place. Vendor, breach response plan includes AI pipelines included in threat model. Then the vendor and the third party AI. All vendors to be DPDP compliant. Contract defines data ownership and reuse. Model training restrictions documented. Breach notification and SLA defined with the vendor. And the last one, audit and evidence. Consent and notice logs retrieval. Model change
Kustabh,
history. Now,
Kustabh, are
yeah.
you going through any slide? Because I think
No, no, no.
I'm stuck on.
No. I have
Yeah.
not gone to say. I'm just reading out. It
Okay.
is a summary of what I spoke
No,
earlier.
yeah, no
I
problem. No
can
problem.
I can share later on also.
That's okay.
Yeah. Then access and decision logs retrain, regulatory ready reporting available. So these are the few things that covers you as a governance perspective on the AI part end to end. So if you have this in place and you're vigilant and your board also understands the importance of it rather than terming it as a showstopper and business wants it, make sure they understand the consequences and make it work from the governance perspective. Thank you guys, all of you hearing me out. And that's all from my side. Uh,
So,
Subramaniam sir,
Kaustubh,
yeah.
I have a question to you, and the question is: while the presentation is excellent,
Mm.
I think you've made a great pitch and covered all the bases. I just want one question to be answered. That is, how did you manage to? I'm assuming this is for your own organization, the model that you're following. Is that fair to say?
We are on the way. I am pushing it out.
Yeah, correct. Okay, but then how did you get? The biggest challenge that I see in this is
Mhm.
getting the board by your side. So, if you don't mind talking about that, that will be really helpful.
See, what I did, I will tell you. Okay. I first onboarded the legal person out here, the legal team, because they are the
Mm.
person who can understand the legalities. Okay. I can talk about the architectural framework that covers the legal in general. So this is the, very, interesting part. If you go through the gadget of India government, it doesn't tell that, as a general, the it's a legal document, but it talks about the architectural level of the IT part that covers you on the legal perspective. So what I did is that I onboarded the legal team stating that from the IT side, this is what we should do so that it covers your legally the organization. Okay. So that is what I did. And then being a board member, the legal head is now convinced that we should do. And that's what I know. I played it. It may be horses for courses, right? But the legal team is the most affected when something gets wrong, right? Or the things goes wrong with respect to data and breaches and all as per the government of India. So better, I think, take the route of that group, talk to them, tell them that what is your understanding, and let them be, part of your story, and then they will make it happen for you. We are just in the phase. I will tell you very openly. I've just onboarded them. They also understand that what is there and what IT should be there. Otherwise,
But
everything will break
how
through.
is your business actually prepared for this? I think the biggest issue that I see is preparing more than forget the governance for a minute.
Hmm.
Even before you start an AI kind of an initiative, I think it
Huh.
is important to prepare the organization
Yes.
to if you are embarking on this initiative,
Yes.
right?
So,
So
yeah, exactly.
how have
Fully,
you gone
fully agree.
about doing that?
See, it is not that I prepare the organization. The
Yeah, yeah,
business,
obviously business only. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree that. Yeah.
yeah. So, business, see, we are going through some transformational projects, okay, wherein business is already part of that, okay. So they also understand that why AI is required, because there are a lot of activities which they do are counterproductive for their own, career, counterproductive, and it is not giving them any value. So they are onboarded with respect to the business people from the business heads. Okay, there have been a lot of discussions going on parallelly. Okay, what happens then, what happens that. So that soothing effect has to come from the business, and IT can be a catalyst to support them, that it is not about taking your job or taking the things will go bad for you. It is a collaborative effort with business and IT to make it happen. It's not a single ownership to me.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're
That is
yeah,
to understand because I think that is a critical challenge in any
yes, very
project, right?
critical. Yeah. And it has to be understood from the business side that AI is not a just it will start tomorrow because you have the data, right? It's not that. It's not that. So they have to be convinced, and if your business people are from top to bottom is not ready, AI will not work. That's another thing.
Kaustubh, hi.
Excellent presentation, Kustabh.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Kaustubh, hi, Sarang here. Just two questions, okay?
Hmm.
In line with what Ajay says and what you explain about the legal team and all these things. So you mean to say that the legal team means the DPO team you're talking about?
No,
Or
the DPO obviously, because ours is in India it is all DPDP driven, right? Most of
huh,
them,
right.
and DPO as well as the legal in general, the corporate legal team.
Okay,
Lawyers,
corporate legal team.
Yeah.
lawyers.
Okay.
That is a general counsel, basically, you're saying.
Yeah, it's general counsel. Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And second, you talk about the business. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean to say that the business will decide or business will take a call to implement the AI? It's not a CIO or a CTO job?
No. I didn't say that. What I mean to say, business comes out with a
Idea.
idea or proposal that this is
Okay.
what I'm looking for, right?
Okay.
Then the evaluation from the IT side is done. Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
obviously, no,
Okay. Got it.
they
Got it.
cannot decide, or they can suggest, but they cannot decide. Decision is to be made by IT that what is to be there. No,
Okay. So
yeah.
IT will evaluate, then IT will say, okay, where we can implement and what are the possibilities and all these things.
Yes, whether this is doable or not. That's what we do here also in my company.
Okay.
The business comes to us, we check the feasibility, and it may also happen, you can do a process change within the running system, right? So that can give you that data also,
Got
right?
it. Got
So
it.
that is also there. So the first level of, your uh, people who will judge is the IT guys, and then they give it to the AI perspective.
Got it. Got it.
Sorry.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Hey, Kostab, really very
Hi.
wonderful discussion, and you have summarized very well. I mean, and some of the nice questions asked by our colleagues.
Yeah.
Thanks for the presentation.
Thanks, Manoj. Thanks, all of you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I tried my best. I hope, we have some more insight, and try to work in our own level in our own organization. So that will be helpful.
No,
That
you
will
did
be.
your best. I mean, as you know, Subbu keeps saying that it is a monster,
It's
and
a
these are some
monster.
of the things. These are some of the things
Seriously.
that we are aware and we talk about. Like yesterday only you would have seen that IBM shares,
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to
I mean,
20 years low.
there is no end to this. It's a sea. It's a ocean sea mixing together, and every day he listen new things, and every day, oh my God, what is to be done? It's always a challenge on a good way. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank
And Kaustubh, you covered to the point and in a very simple language. That I like it actually.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
I think
Yes.
one of the things that you said, Sarang, and I think from my perspective, I think all of us have been a part of this, the certification programs.
Right.
I think it is very important to sort of convince the business,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
and not more importantly, saying this is not an IT program.
No.
That is
True.
the starting statement that we have to make to our stakeholders, because the stakeholders have to be very, very clear. This is a business program, this is a
Yeah.
business initiative, it has to be done by them. IT can enable, probably IT's role in this is hardly 10 to 20%, because it can give you
Yes.
the system. The rest,
Yes.
everything is all about legalities, processes, and everything that need to be re engineered. That is the way it has to be done.
But Ajay, end of
Yes.
the day, accountability.
Accountability has to be with the business, my dear friend. That is
Yes.
very,
Full.
very clear.
Right. You whatever you are
But
saying,
वो
right?
आप जो कह रहे हो बिल्कुल ठीक है, because yesterday I was sitting on a survey on this with some other geography, a global survey was on.
हाँ,
उसमें भी यही था. Even this part of the world, they are all saying CTO, CIO की accountability. The answer is that is wrong. That is not the
right.
Mm.
way it has to be. It has to
Right.
change. The
Right.
mindset change has to be. That is
Right.
why my
Yes.
question to Kustabh was, how did you prepare the organization? Because the first question that you will need to do before embarking on a transformation is you have to prepare the organization. Because if
Right.
you
Yep.
don't prepare the organization, then all your projects are going to fail. Simple as that.
Yeah. And if you see, I was harping on that. This is a business thing. It's nothing to do with IT. We are just enablers. Simple. Uh, so that mindset paradigm shift has to be done in within the organization. That's a very big job. It's not an easy one. That's a challenge, big time challenge.
But
So
Kaustubh,
thank you,
what's your
Kustabh.
experience? Sorry, I'm taking last question.
No
Sorry.
worries.
But what's your overall experience that whatever you explained that the business has to take the ownership? So in
Hmm.
your journey, have
Hmm.
you seen that yes, the business is taking the ownership, or it just a step now that okay they are understanding or they are just working on it?
Uh, I will say few cases because there are a lot of departments involved, right? In case some of the department heads they fully align, they understand that. Some are still trying to understand what to do and what not to, because every time you hear AI, right? So it's a mixed bag for me. I will not say that foolproof, but some business unit heads are totally aligned. They understand that this is a business process. They are supporting, and then life becomes easy. The ones, no, it's not my thing. It's IT thing. Still, I have not faced it. Luckily, touch wood.
Good,
I am lucky in that way. That
good,
part is not there. But in case it happens to be, we have to plan something, to say, to tell them, why it is there. The question should be why it is not an IT thing and why it is a business thing. That justification has to be very clearly articulated.
got it, got it. Thank you.
Like the data is owned by business, right?
Right.
So you are playing with data, right? In AI, let's say, right? Whether
Yeah.
it is outside wall, inside wall. So if it is a data business owns it, then how come IT comes into picture? It's your job, right, to make it happen. The data has to be there. Data governance is there, right? We can enable you, but the data is owned by business. So that is one point that we can harp on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
First,
Thanks.
well,
Yeah.
one question that I wanted to ask you was in this program, whatever your the AI initiative is there,
Mm-hmm.
you started with your first slide. It's on
Mm-hmm.
data,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure that your organization today
has got a clean data in place, or what is the mechanism that you're using to cleanse your data before you feed it to the AI?
Okay, first of all, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think no organization or no any CIO or CTO can say my data is foolproof. Okay. So what we do is that when the requirement comes, we do in an agile way. We, let's say, the finance data, right? The controllers know better than any IT guy, right? Whether it is there. So we do a reiteration of the entire process, right? And check with them whether this is the right data that it is coming out from our system. The advantage of finance data to do the revalidation, because if the finance data is wrong, then your entire books PNL goes for a toss, right? So that is the first step, which is the easy one, to start with the finance data, because the data is there. Now, how you show it, what data they are looking for. But if you go to the other side of the world, right? Let's say the customer master and all those data analytics and all, then it becomes a real challenge. So that cleansing is another project. And that's what I said, Lucky, the transformation project is also happening. So we have a lot of stage gate for any data to be changed or updated in the master data. Transactional data, already the stage gates are there, already the controls are there, so no worries. But with the master data, there are stage gates are there, which are in place, and some are being worked on. So no data, I cannot say 100% is clean. No, it's not there. But work in progress.
Yeah, that is because that is the biggest challenge in
Biggest
compliance.
challenge. Yes. Biggest challenge. Yeah. And that's why I say, the human should be in the loop. So confirm that this is good, That's also the another crux of the thing, because we all know that data, nobody can say at least, the data is fine. So that's the reason a human should be in the loop. So somebody has to verify and say, yeah, this is good. I own it. I can say this is good. I vouch for it. Then you release it. Otherwise, there's a challenge, big challenge.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for accepting the invitation. And everybody is texting me saying it's a mind-blowing session. Okay, thank you very much for delivering this for us. And I would request you to share the presentation if possible.
Yeah, I
And
will
once
share
the
it out.
recording once the recording is done, then I will share the link and the presentation with all the participants.
Yeah,
Sure.
Subbu, I think it will be great. I mean, great initiative here that at least you've set this up. It will be great for people who are already working, and I mean, if they can also, we should probably have this maybe on a weekly or a quarterly or fortnightly basis, just a catch up to just learn from each other, because all of us
Yeah.
are learning right now. Nothing else.
Yes.
All of us are
100%.
learning. Yeah, because
So
and
we
it
have
is there is
started.
nothing right or wrong, right? Because people can come and have at least present, and if there is something wrong or if there is some help needed, let us try to help each other here. That's all.
For sure. That's what, in fact, I'll be requesting every one of you for a time slot, whenever you're available, so that we can
Yeah.
chat on a particular topic and, have a discussion. That's what is the idea.
Sure.
So we have started that
Yeah.
with Mr. Kustabh. Okay, that's it, Subbu, with the auspicious start.
That
Good.
I was not aware of it, by the way. So good. I'm the opening batsman. Good to know.
We used to have it. Manoj
Yeah.
also used to manage it.
Today Samson did very well as the opening batsman. Very well.
Yeah. So
Rest of the
I'm,
batsmen, will have to take challenge now, to make sure that they score well.
but it was
Uh,
I like the questions also, frankly speaking, and it was a nice way to discuss also, because a lot of things, practical and theoretical doesn't match, but it's a nice way to
correct.
interact. That helps all of us. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
all of you.
Okay. Thank you
So,
then. So
thank you.
enjoy
Yeah.
your remaining evening. Okay,
Thank
I'll
you,
wait
sir.
for the
Thank you all.
and
Thank you.
recording.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.